Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
In the U.S. today, 2 out of 3 Americans own a pet, according to a Pew Research survey conducted last April. About a third of households own more than one. If you own a pet, whether it's a dog, cat, bird, fish, or even something more exotic, there's probably been several times when their behavior leaves you dumbfounded. It can be anything from how they greet you to the sounds they make, or even the ways in which they position themselves when they're eating, napping, or peeing. Even though you spend almost every day with them, sometimes it can be hard to figure out the deeper meaning behind these quirks. Take cats, for example, a domesticated species we've been keeping as pets for more than 10,000 years.
We have co-evolved to understand each other in ways that we might not realize that we're understanding each other. A cat will look to its human to see if something's okay to approach in a room. They understand your body language and your behavior. They understand if you're sad. They can pick up on your emotions. And when they see that you're sad, if you have a cat that you've bonded with, they'll kind of bump you. And we have an instinct to reach out and pet them when they do that. It's very hard. I mean, if you think about, not very many things can come up and bump us and we'll want to reach out and pet it. But we've evolved with our cats to want to do that.
That's Eleanor Spice Rice, an entomologist and the author of Your Pet's Secret Lives: The Truth Behind Your Pet's Wildest Behaviors. Spicer Rice is an expert in studying insects, animals, and other living organisms, and the deep connections we have with these creatures. She details how these interactions with our own pets create a physiological change.
And when we look into their eyes, we produce the same chemical, oxytocin, that you produce when you're bonding with your human child. It is this feel-good, wonderful chemical. And when you start making oxytocin, your cat starts making oxytocin in their bodies. And you have this positive feedback loop that you two are giving to each other to feel good together. And your cat can do that for you. Your dog can do that for you too. Your cat's a little bit better at recognizing these signals like this, but it's amazing.
Spicer Rice also explains how certain items that our pets love have a deeper explanation. Ever wonder why your cat seems to be forever obsessed with catnip?
If the leaves on a catnip plant are damaged, the cat has an uncontrollable urge to bite it and roll in it. And it makes them really stoned. It fools around with their neurons. It makes them feel really good and blissed out until their senses get overwhelmed after about 15 minutes, and then they have to stop. And then they can go back and do it some more. But what they found is that catnip is actually an excellent pest repellent. So those cats who roll around on catnip are less likely to get mosquito bites. They're less likely to be bothered by insect pests that feed on blood. And so their crazy affection for catnip and the way that it makes them feel actually is helping them to survive out in the wild.
Just like cats, there's a lot of weird behaviors that dogs do that owners don't quite understand. Spicer Rice studied some of these weird phenomenons, like why dogs tend to linger and turn around multiple times when going to the bathroom.
Sometimes we're watching them and they're like, could you just go ahead and go, because the dog is spinning around and not going to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden it just stops and goes, right? Well, it turns out that that is not a random behavior at all. It turns out that when dogs stop to go to the bathroom, they align their bodies with the north-south axis of Earth's electromagnetic field. And the reason for that is because they detect Earth's electromagnetic field, and the animals that detect the field feel most comfortable when they're aligned with that. So cows can detect Earth's electromagnetic field. So if you're driving on a still day and you drive by a cow pasture, you'll see that they're usually facing the same direction. If you check out that direction, it's almost always aligned with the north-south direction of the field. And since I've learned this, I have checked out my dogs as they go to the bathroom. I have 2 dogs. And I would say 9 times out of 10 or more, when they stop to go to the bathroom, they are facing a north-south direction, no matter which direction our street is on.
This alignment with the electromagnetic field of Earth helps them feel the most comfortable and at ease. Humans don't have the same sense. This is part of the reason why dogs are just so good at navigating.
They're able to get home from long distances if they've gotten lost over terrain that they've never traveled before, and they can find us, even if we've never gave them a map and we didn't show them how, and it can't be smell, it's too far. So we always thought that they could. But watching them go to the bathroom, we've actually learned that they actually can detect it. And that's one of the ways that we've used to see that they can detect it.
Another odd quirk? With both dogs and cats, you may notice that their tails are always so expressive. But Spicer Rice says these patterns are more nuanced than you may think. She breaks down some of the tail-wagging language in dogs.
If they're really, really excited to see you, they'll wag their tail in a circle. And that's just like so excited they can barely handle it. But one of the most amazing things I learned is that it's not just if they're wagging their tail, it's what direction they're wagging in. Because like with humans, the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. And with dogs, the right side of the brain is that part of the body that controls like feeling nervous. It's linked to having energy and feeling nervous or sad or fight or flight. So if a dog feels those things, they will wag their tail to the left. The left side of the brain controls that side of the body, the right side of the body, but it's linked to those feel good, calm, and happy feelings. So if a dog is feeling good and calm and happy, they will wag their tails to the right.
Who would have thought? There's so much we still don't know about why our pets act in certain ways. This is just the surface of some of the interesting behaviors of the animals we love. To find out more about Eleanor Spice Rice and all of our featured guests, visit viewpointsradio.org. Also, check out her book, Your Pet's Secret Lives: The Truth Behind Your Pet's Wildest Behaviors, now available online and in select bookstores. For more behind the scenes and to support our show, check out Viewpoints Radio on X, Facebook, and Instagram. The segment was written by our executive producer, Amira Zaveri. Our studio manager is Jason Dickey. I'm Gary Price.
The Coca-Cola Company, Keurig Dr. Pepper, and PepsiCo are bringing consumers more choices with less sugar than ever before. From sparkling, flavored, and bottled waters to zero-sugar sports drinks, teas, and sodas, consumers are taking advantage of these choices. In fact, nearly 60% of beverages sold contain zero sugar. To learn more, visit balanceus.org.